Latoya Figueroa has vanished without a trace. Despite a citywide search effort, there is still no trace of her. But her father refuses to give up.
Every day out in the streets, it was hard. It could be 90, 100 degrees out there. It was not stopping. We're not going to stop them.
Finally, on August 17th, Melvin's efforts pay off. A West Philadelphia man named Walter Myatt contacts police with shocking new information. According to Myatt, an old friend from the neighborhood has asked him for an unusual favor.
He said somebody wants to get a van, he wants to get a body bag, shovels, things like that, and he wants to move the body. Well, needless to say, we were kind of dumbfounded by this.
He wanted to go and move this body, and we assumed that it was the body of Miss Figueroa.
So does Walter Myatt. Myatt also claims the man asking for the van and the body bag is none other than Stephen Poche, Latoya's boyfriend and the father of her unborn child.
He said that what Poaches wanted from him was a body bag and a van, that he wanted to go and move this body.
On the surface, Myatt's claim doesn't make much sense. Detectives have already questioned Stephen Poche. They've also searched his apartment and found nothing linking him to Latoya's disappearance.
It's kind of a bizarre occurrence, and I wanted to make sure that Myatt himself wasn't a bizarre individual.
But investigators soon discover that Walter Myatt could be telling the truth when one of Latoya's cousins comes forward with a shocking detail.
Jose, he had my daughter Latoya pregnant, and they had another young lady pregnant. Jose had two young ladies pregnant and didn't know which one he wanted to be with or which one he wanted to have the baby.
That sort of put him in a dilemma where he couldn't handle that situation.
According to Latoya's family, the pressure could have given Stephen Poche the motive to commit murder.
Did you suspect him of any involvement?
Definitely. I knew he had something to do with it. I knew in my heart of hearts.
Even if they've established a motive, police have no concrete evidence linking Poche to Latoya's disappearance. So on August 18th, 2005, homicide detectives outfit Walter Myatt's van with special surveillance equipment and instruct him to set up a meeting with Poche. The following day, Myatt secures a meeting with Stephen Poche. At 11 p.m., he loads his van with shovels and a body bag and meets Poche in a field outside of town.
They pulled in and they got out of the van and the vehicle. And Mr. Poaches went through a hole that was in the gate.
With police watching their every move, Poach directs Myatt toward what appears to be a freshly dug grave. As the two men begin to dig, the surveillance camera captures a disturbing detail about Poche's appearance.
He was wearing a bulletproof vest. He had a .45 caliber handgun on him with an extra clip. And there's no doubt in anyone's mind that Mr. Myatt was probably going to meet his demise also.
Fearing for Myatt's life, police move in to arrest Poche.
Mr. Poaches fled to his vehicle, and he took off. And we radioed to Chester Police, and they apprehended him a short distance from that area.
With their prime suspect in custody, police combed the area in search of Latoya's body. Minutes later, they find what they are looking for.
I saw a decomposed body. At that time, we had the coroner's office come in, and they dealt with the body of Miss Figueroa.
How were you notified?
I received a phone call about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was from Latoya's uncle, who told me.
Who said?
He said to me, he said, "Stephanie, we found Toya, and we got Poach." As I said, "Is she alive?" He said, "No." And I stood up, and I must have turned in circles for about 5 minutes. I just stood there and just walked in a circle.
Now under arrest for murder, Stephen Poche attempts to explain away Latoya's death. He tells police that after eating lunch together on July 18th, he and Latoya went back to his apartment. There, Poach claims, they got into an argument and Latoya attacked him.
He needed to blame somebody, so he blamed Latoya. Said he got into some kind of argument. She started hitting him. He had to stop her, but he tried too hard to stop her, and he ended up, by accident, killing her. And of course, no one really believed that. We believe that he killed her, but we don't think it was an accident.
After killing Latoya, Poche dumped her body in the field. But when the media attention around the case intensified, Poche concocted a plan to have Walter Myatt move the body and then implicate him as Latoya's killer.
He already had everything planned. And his plan was to kill his friend and tell the cops that his friend is the one that killed my daughter Latoya.
There's no doubt in anyone's mind that he was going to clean up all the loose ends.
With the month-long search finally over, Melvin Figueroa once again turns to the press, this time with a new mission: justice.
It's very hard to lose a daughter, carry a child in a womb. All I ask is for justice to take his peace for this gentleman that did this to my daughter.
Nearly a year later, Melvin gets his wish. Stephen Poche is convicted on 2 counts of murder for Latoya and her unborn child. At the sentencing hearing, Latoya's Aunt Stephanie confronts Stephen Poche.
I know you had an opportunity to speak to him. What did you say?
God says if you can't forgive people, he won't forgive you. And I need to be forgiven. He had committed a heinous crime, but I knew I couldn't hate him. And I told him that.
Finally, a year and 3 months following Latoya Figueroa's murder, Poche begins serving 2 life sentences without parole.
To me, the death penalty is too easy to get out. Jose got what he deserved. Let him suffer for the rest of his life. Double life, let him go through it.
Following the trial, Latoya's surviving daughter, Ijani, is placed in the care of her father, Anthony. And though the tragic death of Latoya will forever haunt her family, thanks to their tireless efforts, Ijani can now grow up with one less criminal on the streets.
The assistance of an informant helped bring answers to Latoya Figueroa's family. Do you have information that would help police locate a missing person? If you do, there's not a moment to lose.
Stephanie, I know you don't visit here very frequently, but when you do you have a feeling of peace when you come here, or a feeling of unsettlement when you visit?
Well, I have a feeling of peace. This is a beautiful resting place. I don't even count it as being a cemetery because I know that Toya is not there. She is at peace with our Father because he said to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And I know that's where she and Nyla